Hello, friends. Welcome to Bible study. We are in the NIV, 1 Corinthians. We're going to do verse 10 through verse 23. 14 through 23. That's not the end of chapter 10. It does have one parable and it goes into another one. It is idol feasts and the Lord's Supper. Verse 14. Therefore, my dear friends, flee from idolatry. I speak to sensible people. Judge for yourself what I say. Is not the cup of thanksgiving for which we give thanks a participation in the blood of Christ? So when you are in any sort of church service, I'm assuming you're Christian at this point. If you're not, forgive me. If you're in any sort of service that does the Eucharist, do you not take in the body and blood of Christ? Is that not part of your saving? Is that not and let me just finish the rest of this. Anticipation of the blood of Christ. And is it not the bread that we break in participation of the blood of the body of Christ? So, for me, it's juice. Some places it's wine. Whatever you're doing, you're drinking. Well, I don't drink alcohol, so I'm not going to have any wine. Anymore, I should say. I don't have a drinking problem. I just don't have the desire to drink, so I don't. And then when we eat the Eucharist, right, that's the body of Christ. It goes from being bread and wine or juice to the blood and body of Christ. Right? That's what it's supposed to do. Because there is one loaf, we who are many of one body, for we all partake of the one loaf. Right? It's a soul contract. Consider the people of Israel. Do not those who eat the sacrifices do not those who eat the sacrifices participate in the altar? Now, I said that in a previous video. When they're going through this, yesterday's video, when they're going through this and the priests are doing the animalistic ritual sacrifices that are happening there, as is prescribed by the Bible that they are supposed to be doing to keep the law. They're not doing anything wrong. They're doing as God has instructed them. When they do that, they get food. That's how they're getting their food to take home to feed their families, because they're not like Catholic priests. They were married, they had children, they had households to provide for, they have to feed these people, all that. They eat some of that. Some of the sin and guilt offering. It's part of the ritual, just like we eat the Eucharist. That's where Jesus got that idea from in the first place, because he was Jewish, raised in these cultures, a rabbi, right? They called him rabbi. That means he knew the laws. He was a teacher. He followed Mosaic law. He grew up following Mosaic law. He was a Jew. He didn't come from another culture. He came from this one. Born in this one. Born a Roman citizen. Because he was born during the occupation of Rome over Jerusalem. And lived his life as a devout Jew. Understand that. First and foremost. 19. Do I mean that then the sacrifice to an idol is anything? Or that an idol is anything? No. But the sacrifices of pagans are offered to demons, not to God. I do not want you to be a participant with demons. You cannot drink of the cup of the Lord and the cup of demons too. You cannot have part in both the Lord's table and the table of demons. Are we trying to arouse the Lord's jealousy? Are we stronger than he? And this starts another parable, the believer's freedom, verse 23. Everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial. Everything is permissible, but not everything is constructive. So, as we go about this, for me, Friday, my glorious, Friday, because I'm one of those people who have off on the weekends. May we remember that we can do a lot of different things in the course of a day, but not all of them are good for us. And not all of them are, something we can build on or use for the rest of our lives. And that is really what we're trying to do. Slow, incremental changes to our life to get ourselves in better alignment with the on high. That's what every human everywhere has been trying to do since the beginning of time. Just some people are very misguided on what it means to be doing that. So I ask you to ask yourself today, who do you really serve? Do you want to serve the Lord, or do you want to serve the opposition? Because you can't drink from both cups, keep one foot in here and have one foot in there. It doesn't work that way. If you're going to serve Christ, that means you can't act like the people who serve demons act. You can't eat the demon food. You can't hang out with the demon people. You can't overlook how they treat other people poorly and just say it's okay and tell everybody they got to tolerate them or any of the rest of that stuff. It doesn't work that way. If someone is sitting with Christ in their heart, they don't want to do harm. You have to not want to do harm. That's what you're striving for. You've reached your place when you want to treat everybody in humanity with dignity, grace, and respect by default and with no other emotional reaction. That's a big challenge, and most of us are going to struggle our whole lives to get it. So the good news is you're in good company, because invariably anybody that you like in the world is having this exact same struggle. So you're not alone. Because he never said it would be easy. He said it would be worth it.